All right, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, welcome, 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 welcome to Activated Mornings for today, Monday. It is the 24th day of April 2023. The time is now 10 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. In studio this morning, going to take you up until 9:45 is Dr. Jerrol Thompson and yours truly, Christal. All right, the number to call, because it's an interactive program, is 457-9997. The number to WhatsApp is 457-9994. Now, it's a Monday morning, and as usual, we recap some of the things that would have happened over the weekend. Just to let you know, if you hear a bit of cracking, I sincerely apologize for the state of my voice. It's not 100% this morning. But I thank God that I was able, or something, maybe it's a blessing or a miracle or whatever, I was able to have it intact enough this morning. All right, let me say good morning to those who've checked in on the WhatsApp really early. Good morning to Anne. She's saying good morning to everybody in studio. The beautiful staff of WEFM. Happy Monday to all. Good morning, Lennon. Not to show who this person is, but we're going to say good morning to 807. Thank you so much. Although it looks like a broadcast, but that's cool. That's cool. We take it anyhow. Good morning to Etienne. Good morning to Annie. And good morning to Lennon. Annie is sending out birthday greetings to first granddaughter Daria Glasgow of Southwood and Sion Hill in South Rivers from her grandmother Annie Thomas, great grandmother Rosamond Thomas, brother Cody, and the rest of the family. Hope you have yourself a wonderful birthday today. I see a cake. Didn't send any for any of us, but it's okay. It's okay. Good morning, Doc. How are you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was
okay. Hold on.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, that's much better.
With a few friends, of course. I do a bit of my gardening and so on the weekends. And you know, Saturday, I just relaxed all day. I had some fish. I stewed up the fish. I added some greens and some purslane and all that kind of things.
Purslane?
Purslane.
What's purslane?
Purslane.
Purslane?
Not parsley. You didn't hear me talk about purslane?
No, you've never told me about purslane.
This is this vegetable that grows like a weed all around us. We try to stamp it out, but it has omega-3 fatty acid, has all the vitamins.
How do you spell it?
Purslane, Purslane. Some locally we call it pusley. And this is not parsley. This is pusley.
Oh, this thing.
Yes.
I pull that out all the time.
No, it's one of the great foods.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, those leaves are so crispy and so. But
what does purslane do for your body?
Omega-3 fatty acid, a whole set of vitamin A, C, E, this, the other, potassium.
How'd you figure this out? Did you just pick it up and eat it, and then you feel better?
I grow it. You know, where's weeds and so forth? I have a little patch. Oh man, going and I grow it, and then I pick up harvest a few, and then put it in a frying pan with some avocado oil. Yes, Sam.
Man, I would have been in your garden digging this up and throwing it away.
You know, avocado oil is one of the best oils.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
it's hard to make though.
I'm thinking healthy, but that's not.
You're a doctor. You have to be.
That's not what. I mean, I rested, relaxed, and so forth. I tell you, I had some fun, but I didn't get a chance to go to the cricket.
I heard that was vibes.
I want to congratulate the Botanical Gardens, Warriors or Wanderers or so. The Captain Keswick Williams from Spring Village, and Kenneth Demba, who I think was a captain on the day, is a deputy, and so forth. A lot of the guys from all over the country, but I think some of them from North Leeward and most of them North. And it was a great series and stuff. I want to congratulate Miles Bascom and the whole cricket association.
He's the chair of the
chair. He's the acting chair. But you see, what
happened to the other gentleman?
I was surprised they don't get no subvention. So they have to bring off these events, and the money they get, they use it for development of cricket, getting youngsters trained and so forth. I think that the lack of money that's been going into cricket has been one of the reasons why we've seen a decline right across the region of West Indies cricket. So, the support that the public gave is going to go a long way in helping St. Vincent and Grenadines. This was a local tournament just for St. Vincent and the Grenadines alone. And I want to congratulate the Cricket Association for bringing this off. I think it was great entertainment. I think people enjoyed it. I wasn't there, but I think I was following it and I heard about it, and I think I'm pleased.
Yeah, Sian spoke highly of it this morning. I was watching people's statuses, so I was living or attending people's WhatsApp statuses.
Oh, yes.
So I was there in attendance through people's WhatsApp status. Okay. It looked real vibesy, and it's the 5th installment. So I mean, if after 5 installments, this is how it is, I'm expecting it to grow even more in the future. So congratulations to all involved, and hopefully it will spill off to some greater things in the future, including some monetary investment from somewhere. Anyways, so that was VPL.
I mean, there were 2 big pieces of news and controversy. First of all,
before we get to them 2 big things there.
Yes.
Yesterday was quite rainy, and I'm not sure if you would have seen, there was a little landslide on the windward side, Mount Grennan, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We here in the dry season, and then bam.
Well, that's the point.
Rains.
Sometimes when it rains too much, it gets saturated, but
it actually just washes the topsoil because
there's rapid runoff.
Right, correct.
And crisp, dry. You see how the banks get chapped and cracked and so forth from the heat.
I think that's exactly what happened, because it was
Saturday was
the road.
Earth Day.
Yes, it was.
Saturday was UN Earth Day. It wasn't a big deal and so forth. That's one reason why I rested. I decided, let me just rest the earth and my body and so forth. This is my earth. My body.
Your body is the earth. All right, true. Good point.
Bringing things back down to earth.
Yeah. I saw a horse on the beach over the weekend. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'd like to own a horse at some point in the future.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about that sometime.
Yeah. And other weekend events apart from the accidents, I understand that there was one road fatality. Condolences to the family, and in terms of sad news,
growing problem, road fatality.
Yeah.
And so
accidents as well.
Yes.
That lead to injury. That's sad. In some other sad news, an 18-year-old youngster.
Vale.
Right. His unconscious body was found.
It's a mystery, isn't
it? Yeah, and he later was pronounced dead at the Levi Latham Health Center in Mesopotamia. Condolences to the family. What I read is that they're, obviously gonna do some investigations in terms of what might have transpired leading up to that. Really sad. I know that we enjoy. I mean, we live on an island in the Caribbean, and we really enjoy going out to the beach. Even though you may be able to swim, sometimes things do happen. Currents may take you out. You panic. Instead of swimming with the tide or just allowing the tide to take you out, you might want to swim against the tide. You get tired and so on, pull a cramp. I mean, so many things happen or can happen rather. So you have to be extra careful and look out for the weather advisories. If it says that there's weather coming, the tide or high tide, low tide, even, what is it? You also, I forgot the term. What you really should be looking out for. But once there's a weather advisory, just be mindful of that. If it's high wind, maybe it's not a good thing.
But you see, in those areas, a lot of called riptide.
Yeah.
Riptide. This is where the currents just change, the in and out, and it's hard to judge. Different times of the day, different parts of an hour, the currents could change and pull you out. And it's amazing. So there, Warraku, all these other places.
Even though you might be really familiar to a location.
There's a massive amount of sargassum, seaweed.
Oh.
So when it could cause a scare. I mean, going into the sea and you're feeling all that sargassum around your legs.
I think it's a shark.
You're wondering if it's an eel or a shark. There's a massive amount of sargassum coming up in North Leeward. So you could imagine what it's like in that area of Bayaboo and Peruvian Vale and those other places. Shipping Bay, there must be a massive amount of it.
Yeah, I think the exact area was Shipping Bay.
Stuff. I'm not sure if you can move it, Yeah.
Well, left to be seen. So that's that in terms of the major weekend events. So it's 20 minutes after the 8 o'clock hour. At
Right.
8:30, we
Well,
take a
we got
stop.
quotes coming up, so let me just squeeze
So
in.
so let's get with
Yeah,
something else. Yeah.
because last week, the end of last week, I think everyone had been expecting it, but didn't really expect it on that particular day. The Court of Appeal of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court came out and said it has granted the application by the defendant, that's the government, for a stay of the judgment and order of Esco Henry, um, delivered on the 13th of March 2023, pending the hearing and determination of the appeal. This is big. This is big. I mean, there were individuals who were saying that this appeal would not be granted, that it was like a fate higher than a mountain, like La Soufrière. You'd be like climbing a mountain like La Soufrière, but I tell you, I've climbed La Soufrière many times. It's not a hard thing. I want anybody to think that climbing La Soufrière is too hard. You know, it's not that difficult. But in decision on Tuesday, handed down, the Justice of Appeal said that on reading the papers submitted in support and against the stay of execution, the court was satisfied that the government has reasonable prospect of success on appeal, that there is cogent evidence that the appeal will be rendered negatory unless a stay is granted, and that the appeal concerns matters of public importance. And upon the courts considering all, and this is coming from, I've taken from the Searchlight, so to be clear, so we don't really get the circumstances of the case, and determining that the applicants have met the threshold for the grant of a stay of execution, the application for a stay of the judgment and the order of Esco Henry J. delivered on the 13th of March 2023, pending the hearing and determination of the appeal is granted. This was delivered by the appeals court. This is quite fascinating.
Fascinating.
Yes, it's quite fascinating in terms of the whole process of courts and appeals, and whether, I think the debate has been that the government should not appeal. And that debate is now over because they've appealed and the appeal has been granted. So the stay has been granted, and I'm not sure exactly when this is going to come up. Sadly, it may come up a little later this year. But I think this is hopefully something that will eventually be settled. I know the Prime Minister has been telling people they must come back and reapply and all this other stuff. And so I think there are a lot of different principles involved, different advisors who have different ideas, different motives, and so it's going to be a very interesting time.
I'm trying to understand the appeal for persons to come back. In the meantime, there's an existing appeal
Yes.
in court. So when they come back, they're going to be, what is going to be the process?
Yes.
So they're going to be paid for the time that they start working in September.
I have to.
How are you going to work out the maths?
I have to check this out. It seems as if, and I make no accusation, that a number of persons are engaged elsewhere. They're doing alternative because they have to live. You know what I mean? They are actually, there's been a big growth in the whole concept of giving classes and so forth and things like that. And people are making, I understand, a fair amount of money through that particular means. Other people really may have no intention of returning, you know, and they are looking forward to a payback for that particular period, like a gratuity and so forth, to them be able to fully move on. But they don't have each person individual. But the point is that a substantial amount of people have already moved back, and what I gathered, there may be about 100 and something persons this matter pertains to. Right? I could be wrong. And maybe 120, 130, 135 persons. But I think that the big issue is, how are these people faring?
How are they making it right now?
How are they making it right now?
To be honest with you, if I were in the position of, okay, I did not take the vaccine because I was not comfortable and I ended up losing my job, I wouldn't want to go back to work for that employer.
Yes.
I go through all of this. I ain't coming back to work for you. Give me my money and let me go about my business.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you see, on the other hand,
do you want to take this call?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because we could squeeze in a 2-minute call. Hello, good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning. Is this the birthday greetings section?
No, please. We don't really have a birthday greeting segment, but we tend to read out if it comes through the WhatsApp. Now it's time for commentary. So send a message and we'll squeeze it in. All right.
Thank you so very much.
All right. Thank you. You have a good day. All right. With that, let's take a pin. Let's run some commercials, and when we come back, it will be 8:30, and it will be time for Courts in Vincent Limited. All right. But let that settle in. I know you've heard quite a bit on the application for the stay, and you've heard the first part of this morning's conversation. So let us know how you feel about it. 457-9994 is a WhatsApp number. When we come back after court segment, then we'll be open for some of your calls at 457-9997. Let's take a break.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack, Interprime Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
Whatever you are celebrating, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life, the place to be is at Basil's Bar Kingstown. Established for over 38 years, we are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with an exquisite ambiance. We have a set menu and 3 a la carte menus to choose from, and we are flexible to all requests. We go above and beyond to serve you. Basil's Bar Kingstown, where it's more than just a meal, it's an adventure. Call for reservations at 457-2713.
Boy, that's where you getting crashing on. Your brakes real good, boy.
Now brakes alone good enough. My tires good too.
Tires? Where you get them tires, boy?
Out by Caribbean Tire Plus, man. They out in Addersville. Can't miss it. Look for the orange container on them. Plenty parking space and open 7 days a week all thing, man. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them today. Caribbean Tire Plus, 784-432-4786 or email ctiresplus@gmail.com.
WEFM 99.9, home of quality programming. a source of reliable news and information, home of legendary voices and music. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound. Visit us online at www.999wefm.com or call 457-9994. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound.
Are you into the agricultural industry? Do you want the funds to grow your business? Quartz Ready Cash Small Business Loans is launching the $20 million agricultural fund. All you need to apply is your ID, proof of address, and 2 references, and you will receive the funding to get the equipment, tools, products, staffing, and services to grow your business. Plus, you pay nothing down, get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and convenient hassle-free service. Don't hesitate. Apply today at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com or call 493-3840. Quartz Ready Cash Small Business Loans. Every day, we help businesses succeed.
All right, welcome back to Activated Mornings. It's now time for Quartz Ready Finance, Ready Cash. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Welcome. Happy Monday to ya.
All right, same to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear. I'm doing great.
Awesome, awesome. So Quartz Ready Cash, what have you got for us?
Yeah. Okay, so we still have our Spin to Win promotion going. If you come in and take a cash loan of $3,000 or more, you get a chance to spin to win a variety of prizes, either a 15% off voucher, a grocery voucher, a LaBelle foot service voucher, and you also have the chance to be entered into a draw to win a staycation for 2 at Beachcombers Hotel. Also, if you take a cash loan of up to $10,000, you also be entered into a draw where you stand a chance to win your loan being cleared off. So we'll clear off your entire loan for you. And also, we know that carnival season is coming up. So if you come in to take a cash loan today for your costume, so we want you to look nice on the road. You come in, you take your cash loan to get your costume, and you pay nothing for 60 days. So you're not going to be stressed out about paying the loan while you're preparing for carnival. So 60 days after you take the loan, that's when you start paying. And all you'll need is your recent job letter and salary slip, your proof of identification, and proof of address in the form of a utility bill or bank statement.
All right, awesome, awesome. So tell us a bit more about how we can get in contact with you. So we know exactly what we need, and we kind of know what we could use the money for. How do we get in contact? How do we start the process?
Okay, so we are located opposite the post office in Kingston, and we're open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and on Saturdays from 8 to 12. You can give us a call if you want to call to make contact with us before you come in. It's 456-1325, extensions 2120 through 2124, and it's an absolutely hassle-free process. So you either come in with your documents or you call us and we'll begin the process for you. We promise that you'll hear back within 24 hours as to the status of your loan.
Okay, awesome. Is the agriculture loan still available?
Yes, it is.
Tell us about that.
For our farmers and fisher folk, we want to invite you to come in and get your piece of up to $27,000 of agricultural fund that's being spread across the OECS. It's a $20 million US dollar fund. So if you want to buy some equipment, or you want to get some raw materials, there's something that you need to expand your business, you come in and you check us out with that. You just need to bring in your proof of income, whether it's your 6 months bank statement, also any purchases that you've had or sales that you've done within the last 3 months, your identification, your proof of address, and we'll get that started for you.
All right. Awesome. 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 So what are some of the other things that we can, are there any limitations as to what we could purchase with the monies outside of the agricultural fund? But generally speaking, any limitations?
Generally speaking, for just the regular personal loans, there is no limitation on what you can purchase. Maybe you need to consolidate some debts, or you need to, you just want to do some personal purchases. You just come in and we'll handle it for you.
Okay. And no, the next question I had just went out the window. I know that you have an office opposite the post office, but can we access these services at the main branch on Bay Street?
Yes, you can. You can go into the main, so maybe it's a bit more convenient for you to go to that location. You can absolutely access the service at the main branch.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Anything else you'd like to share with us this Monday morning?
Well, I just want to do a brief recap because I know that I've said a lot.
Yeah.
So again, so we have our $3,000 spin to win promotion. You come in, you take a loan of $3,000 or more. You get a chance to spin our wheel and win some prizes. If you also take, in addition to that, you take the loan of up to $10,000, you get entered into a draw. So that's two things that you're having a chance to win. You're getting the chance to spin, and you're also being entered into the draw to win, for a chance to win your loan completely. We will clear it off for you if you're the lucky winner. We also have the get your costume today. So you want to look nice on the road, you want to be road ready. You come in, you say that, I want to take a costume up the road, like whether it's by adrenaline or, you're going to take your costume, we'll clear it off. We'll give you 60 days to pay your loan back.
Nice.
And we also have the agricultural fund. We have our regular microfinance loans for small business owners. And you'll just come in and speak with our microfinance officer and get the chance to, get your loan to get your business up and going.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. I want to say thank you so much for stopping by this morning to share all the wonderful news concerning Quartz Ready Cash.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. You have a wonderful
good day.
Thank you.
All right. You too.
And that was Quartz Ready Cash joining us this morning. Let's take a break and come right back.
We're celebrating style at Quartz with a wide range of trendy and fashionable furniture to outfit your home. Save on quality living, dining, and bedroom sets for any space. Shop today with no cash and pay later. We're celebrating style at the Quartz Furniture event. Quartz, bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
WEFM is SVG.
All right, welcome back to Activated Mornings. It's 8:38 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So let's continue talking about the stay of execution, the appeal that the government has applied for, and or quote unquote the vaccine saga that seems like it's not going to end.
Really, even though the World Health Organization have not announced it, there's been flurries every now and again. Now, when I read, I hear about new strains here, new strains there, but they seem really short-lived. But this is something we have said is going to now be endemic. I will pop up from time to time. The vaccines have proven to be extremely effective from the standpoint of getting the pandemic to this stage. The pandemic didn't just go away, and it wasn't just dependent on the natural immunity that developed after catching it, because people caught it 3, 4, 5 times. Even today, I know of a few people who are still down with it in the United States and other places, and so, very, very ill. But the point is that I think the people who took the vaccine and helped have essentially been heroes and should be commended for doing so. If Christal, if you took it, you should be commended. When I get to
they're the only people who should be considered heroes.
Well, no, I'm saying we could go down the list, but I'm commending them.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
at the same time, there's been a call for those people who didn't take it to be heroes too. Yes, Sam?
Why not? Heroes in a different light.
Heroes in a different light, in the sense that they were standing up for their own right.
Exactly.
Their own individual right. Now,
exactly.
I want to bring this. every year to get your child into school, in a couple of years' time, Christal, you'll be taking your child to get into primary school, and they would ask, could you show the vaccination certificate for measles, mumps, rubella, for polio, for these things? And you would say, there's some person would say, I don't believe in that stuff. Not my child. My child is not getting that. And unfortunately, if they don't have those vaccinations, then they may have trouble being registered to get into school. It's their right, you could say, not to be vaccinated.
However, the difference between, and this has been the argument over and over, the difference between those vaccines and this one is the newness of the vaccine. That has been, I'm telling you what the argument has been.
And that has been a good argument, but there was the newness of the virus. So in other words, if you allow the virus to be around for 10 years, so the virus is no longer new. Unfortunately, there's 7 million people who died, right? When measles was first introduced, it was new. Measles had been around for hundreds of years, killing people and killed millions of people, I'm telling you. But do you know, when the vaccine came in, somebody could have said, let's wait another 10 years, wait another 15 years to see how it is. We could do it another couple of million people dead, just to make sure. Or polio, when polio vaccine came out, what is the decision to actually give it? You really think the decision is that we wait a while to give it?
Right. But the reason I said that was the argument was to remind persons of why some people decided to not take the vaccine. Because they did not trust the process.
I agree.
They didn't trust, and there were so many different ones to come into the market, and then the geopolitics that were involved. And I'm like, why such? People just didn't feel comfortable.
That's correct. And
so because of that,
and guess what? There was a massive campaign. In other words, the vaccine had the mark of the beast. The vaccine changes your DNA and make you grow a tail. The vaccine, there was a
and
lot
then
of
those
stuff.
are proven to not be true.
No. But the point is that there are people who believed them. There are people who believed it. Matter of fact, the trolls, the level of campaign against, the campaign for could not use all the tactics and put out all the different falsities that the campaign against could have put out. So it was convincing to many. And in terms of the public health measure, the emergency, you know, there are some places, if you believe you should not receive blood, or you should not receive oxygen because you don't like it, you will find that there are ways you may be able to go about to do that. In some cases, you can't. They will treat you. You understand? Because they're obliged to treat you. And I'll bring back the whole issue about what goes on in schools. I think we have a call coming in. What goes
I
on
don't
in
think
schools?
we dealt with fear properly during our pandemic.
Fear?
We didn't deal with it properly. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Christal. Morning, Doc.
How are you? Good morning.
Doc, I just called to tell you that the sucker has arrived.
Yes.
The who?
In SPG. Huh?
The what?
The dredge.
Oh.
Yes.
The dredge, Doc. I called to tell you, Doc, that the dredge from Barbados.
Okay, because it must be covering Barbados. I saw pictures of some real tourism beaches there being swamped with hundreds of yards of sargassum. That's what you mean, right?
I talking about the thing that got the dredge to dig out for the port down there.
Oh!
That's what I'm
talking about.
Oh, I see. Well, you know something? I initially was dead against this, but I had been on the board of the IADC and had seen the environmental impact assessment of the dives and so at Argyle. And I knew they weren't in the way of seagrass and so on. I came on the program some time ago and started speaking about what seagrass does, how important it is, how seagrass produces oxygen. But guess what? Seagrass only exists in certain locations. We see it on the leeward side. We see it in certain parts. You're right. The studies, people did dives. We say we're not relying just on the old Argyle study done in 2012, 2013. Do another dive again and tell us if there's coral there, if there's seagrass there. And they didn't find any. I was surprised, but looking at some of the pictures.
So in essence, you're saying is that the longer the stay to dredge, whenever getting close, you think to dredge, then they got to do another study before they actually dredge.
No, because if you've just done it now, you're not going to dredge in 4 years, 5 years time, which seagrass might have developed. But I mean, if seagrass did not develop between 2012 and 2022, then it's unlikely that it will develop there. But the other issue was how much silt were they going to remove? You know, and so some people argue. Matter of fact, some people, the same people who argue, they would love to see a tsunami come and wash away the airport. They argue that if you dredge, it will make the airport vulnerable to sea surges and sea waves. I'm surprised that they now have interest in the airport when at one point in time they wanted the airport to get washed away by a tsunami. You know what I mean? That's the point I'm making.
But the last time you were talking about the building of the harbor, I was listening to you very carefully.
Yes.
And at in the latter part of your conversation, I heard you say something that I wanted to call you to ask you about.
What was that?
And that was how it will alter the sea and that kind of thing. I mean the waves and the currents and that kind of thing when they dredge. Because when you dredge, things.
Yes, you're correct. If you dredge and you go deep, you know, you can dredge and spread it out over an area, a larger area, or you can dredge in one place. You know what I mean? You go to the beach and you start to dig sand and you dig a big hole, it causes an impact. Whereas if you maybe skim off a little bit of the top, it's the same amount of sand. But the very light removal of less than an inch or an inch or so may not seem to have the impact. But the important thing for me was that there was no seagrass and there was no coral on photographic measures that were taken to observe it and the barometric studies that were done. Yeah.
But now if you got to take out, if you do some dredging, you got to remove some coral and seagrass and that kind of thing, that's the price of progress, though.
No.
Destruction of the environment, absolutely not.
Let me tell you something. The seagrass is producing our oxygen. You know, 50% of the oxygen we breathe comes from seagrass released because
I heard some. I heard that being discussed recently on the BBC.
Yes.
And they said the seagrass is very, very important to the environment.
Right. And the coral is also what attracts the fish.
Right.
You know, because of the microorganisms there, the fish will eat some of those microorganisms. So we have fish to eat. So the two things are important. And yes, maybe if there's one or two, but if there's one or two, it tells me that it is able to grow there. But if it isn't growing there, then, I mean, I know other places where there's an abundance of seagrass around St. Vincent and where there'll be abundance of seagrass around Barbados. But there'll be areas where there is not. And I am sufficiently satisfied now that that area is an area like the study I had seen in 2012 on the Argyle International Airport, that there isn't seagrass and other coral features that are there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
But no, the price of progress sometimes can be mind-boggling, but in the end, when it is all done and settled, you will see that it was worth it.
No. I want to disagree with you.
Sometimes it's not worth it.
Do you know the areas of this world where people have mind and the people Yeah, later. When we were using asbestos, of progress, roofs being done in asbestos in bigger countries, even in the Caribbean. And guess what? People start developing cancer. So the price of progress has to be assessed in some way. This is what Christal was talking about. Vaccine was a progress for the pandemic. And you're saying the price of, she said we should have waited, you know what I mean, a couple of years to see what happened.
I reminded you of the argument.
Yes, yeah, but the argument
was
can't be down the middle. The argument usually has to be settled. It isn't just your own argument that you know.
But now,
yeah,
let me make my last comment, and then I can leave you. I can leave you, Christal, to box out it. Box here.
We're boxing today. We're boxing today. We're boxing in the studio.
Because Christal feel like she's carrying a very powerful punch, you know. So she will not cut you down.
Yes, I don't.
Anyway,
I don't carry punch.
You said that you saw some pictures with the beaches in Barbados with a lot of sargassum.
Yes.
Yeah, but that is nothing that we can help, because it has gone all the way to the coastline of Mexico, in the Gulf of Mexico.
It is massive.
All in Florida.
It's massive.
And some parts of the states on the East Coast is around the Caribbean. If St. Vincent don't have a lot, well, I am happy for St. Vincent. But I didn't have acre control. But I can tell you, Doc, in closing, I can tell you that there's a beach in Barbados called Brandon's. And this fella and his wife, a fishing lady, they go to the beach every morning about 4 o'clock. And they clean that beach. It's a nice strip of beach.
Yeah.
For a quarter mile. Less than a quarter mile. They clean that beach. They level down the sand nice. Any sargassum seaweed that come around the area, they take it out of the water. That is one of the best beaches in the whole of Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
Really clean and beautiful.
Yes.
And I know it has become very popular because of this lady and her husband. They go to the beach every morning.
It's wonderful.
And clean the beach.
Yes.
But they go other beaches in Barbados that I don't know. You just can't do now with this seaweed. You got to tackle it from out to sea and then get on the coast. Because when you get on the coast,
I'll tell you something. What's causing it is global warming, the increased temperatures of the ocean.
Right.
Is causing algae bloom. The sargassum is an algae, so there's an algae bloom. But this year is the largest they have seen. The flotilla stretches the width of the United States. And that's why it's going to reach into Mexico and Florida and the Gulf of the Caribbean.
Go on up, man.
Thank you very much.
No,
go on up to me, part of the problem.
Time, right? When I was at work in the port, I was speaking to two people that came into Barbados by plane to join a cruise ship. And they told me when they left Canada, all they were seeing down below is green, and they look a big pasture. And they saw that sargassum seaweed from just outside of Canada till they get right across the Atlantic down to Barbados.
Right.
And they say it was so beautiful to see it from the air.
Do you know
what's happened with the sargassum?
Yes.
When it get to a point where if it get on a beach and say it is about 12 inches thick, and sargassum coming in all the time, the one that coming in goes on to the one that's there already.
Yeah.
And it can develop up to 6 feet thick and all kind of thing. Yeah. So that's why it is so difficult to get off of the beach. Because the thickness of it. And it is a real menace, but at the same time, it is what it is.
Yes,
anyway, I want to say more to Kingsley and I want to say more to Anita. You guys, CFI content, listening to you.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You.
All right. Thanks. Sorry. In terms of the price of development, look at the way the world has developed throughout the years in terms of technology in various industries. And that is in part by the use of fossil fuels. Now we are crying and seeing the effects of overuse and abuse of something that was supposed to be used for our human development. We in the Caribbean, being small islands, low-lying countries, we feel the effects first and possibly the most. And there's very little that we can do besides talking and trying to hold the larger countries accountable, especially when we go to these symposiums, uh, Glasgow climate summits and so on. We attempt to highlight exactly. I mean, guys, you made commitments and you didn't follow through with your commitments. So now is the time to do so. But I mean, there are so many things that are at play and so many things that are more powerful than we are. And I think at this point, the most we could do is just talk and suffer.
No. That's not the attitude.
That's just
That's not the
how
attitude.
I
It's
feel.
It's important to talk.
I'm not saying that we're going to stop talking, but I'm saying
But
we
in
attempt to
addition-
hold them accountable. What else can we do?
In addition, there's coalitions. Do you know at the recent COP
In the
summit-
Caribbean?
Huh?
In the Caribbean?
Son, you know,
okay,
there are marriages and there are divorces. There are people who have friends for periods of time, you lose friends. The issue is that you try and build coalitions and you hope they keep together, but during the time they're together, you can be very effective. Not only with the Caribbean, but with the Pacific and with other countries, with Africa, and you're able to get certain changes. I understand Prime Minister being the head of CELAC and so forth. He's leading a delegation of Latin American countries in the Caribbean up to Europe to negotiate with the European Union on a host of different matters. So I am saying that it isn't just about talk, it's also about some action. You got talk, but don't say, well, we're just going to talk and talk and talk.
And a bit of
talk
action.
And talk. No, there has to be some firm planned action. You don't do a little bit of action. You have firm planned action. And sometimes it takes a year. Sometimes it takes 5 years.
So it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
So I should
at
restore
all.
my faith somehow.
Restore your faith.
And then when you have the coalition and one man or two men in there see somebody's giving them a little bit of benefits and the benefits are derived from fossil fuels themselves. It's like, okay, you know what?
Don't give up.
You know what? We got to build schools. We got to fix the roads. We in debt for X amount of dollars, millions of dollars. Economy comes first because, people got to eat today. And then they just drop out and go about the business.
The important thing is that not enough people care. And people come up and lobby.
Because
and
money,
advertisement,
money.
Post. Now today with social media, people post stuff and
You
so
will
forth.
see how quickly some people throw their hands in the air.
True.
They're talking about all these pro-earth and pro-people and pro-man and pro-woman. Money comes into play and they throw their hands in the air
you know that
and forget about it.
Is edible. It is harvested to feed livestock too.
I read that it's too high in mercury.
No.
Somewhere.
Yeah, and you can fry, boil, steam, or dry it. It played a part in Chinese medicines and so forth. Now,
how much of that we
this
could
out,
consume?
I'm not suggesting that people eat it. You hear Mr. Hard is talking about how the sargassum goes under the other one and starts to decompose and so forth. But it's just interesting that I'm sure this is going to be explored and so to some degree.
That doesn't solve the problem. The problem is the cause of the sargassum.
Yes,
that doesn't solve it.
And that's the global.
And then
that's the heat. The heat.
If it is right that we are witnessing an increase in the amount of sargassum with time, it just means that unless we do something that's very drastic globally, it's just gonna go up. The population is just gonna go up and up and up, and then we're gonna see something else happening. That doesn't solve the problem.
Yes.
8:59, we got a couple seconds. Question for Doc. Was the reclamation scheme worth it? All of Kingstown Bay Beach has disappeared. Was it worth it?
Was it?
In Kingstown, somebody's asking, was the reclamation project worth it? All of Kingstown Bay Beach has disappeared.
Oh gosh, yes, that one was probably worth it.
I would have loved
that
to
one was
see
worth
Kingstown
it.
looking like that, though.
Could you imagine swimming in Kingston Harbor with all that sewage and all that stuff going into the water? There are certain beaches you go to which you see tread and other organisms. Now,
there's a way around that.
The bacteria.
There's a way around that.
Yeah, all those buildings.
Aren't we swimming in Bacterian Villa in Indian Bay?
Yes, but listen.
And a bunch of nastiness with all the yachties there.
On the other hand, you go down to some beaches in St. Vincent, Wallaby Beach, and those places, Roseband Beach, and boy, those waters are clean.
Much
You know?
cleaner.
Much cleaner.
Much cleaner because you don't have a bunch
They-
of.
they-
Anyways,
we don't say much cleaner. They are clean. You know, and
100% clean.
not 100% clean, but
Okay, well, the cleaner.
they pass the mark
The
to
cleaner.
go into the category of being clean.
Okay, they're clean.
As
A
opposed
lot
to clean,
cleaner.
as opposed to clean only means 100% clean. If something is 80, 90%, if you get a B plus and an A, you know, you're okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Christal,
I want. Anyways, let me just leave the cleanness of the
Yes.
beaches that we
I want to bring up
frequent.
another topic after.
I know.
You have the
It's 9 o'clock
police.
now, so we're gonna head to the ECCB bank rates as brought to you compliments the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All right.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology.